Love you guys enough.
Burn of the century of the week.
Okay, so let me ask you guys, this is now your end-of-life playoffs now for a couple of weeks. Are you guys used to the whole performing live in front of America thing yet? Was there an adjustment period, or are you still figuring things out?
That's so funny. I just said today, I woke up this morning, and it's not like the excitement wasn't there, but I wasn't like, oh, it's show day today.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, show day today. This is kind of what we do, you know? It just feels comfortable. Not routine, but it feels more usual. But to me, that's a really good thing, because that allows you to be way more comfortable on stage when you expect to be there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, like, exactly what Evan said. I still get very nervous, and it's definitely not routine for me, but it is something that I've kind of grown accustomed to a little bit. What I think about is I don't think about like the millions of people watching. I think about, right? I think about biggest show on television, people. No, I try not to think about that. I try to just think about the audience that's there and my family and my coach, and that's always kind of gotten me through it, and it gets easier every time. There's no doubt that it gets easier every time.
Let's talk about that. You know, what was the experience like walking onto that live stage and seeing those audience members for the first time?
Yeah, the first live show
Lightning.
was crazy, like exhilarating.
Lightning.
Yeah, it was just absolutely.
It had been a couple months since Knockouts,
Yeah.
which it really is pretty similar. The feel at Knockouts and feel at Lives is not crazy different. The biggest difference is that the audience members at Lives have seen you on TV now, and they're there to see you. But
Shouting your name.
but the crazy thing about seeing the crowd for the first time is it had been a couple months since we had done the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So it was coming back to it and it being twice as big, and we hadn't done it in a while. It was very
It was live.
overwhelming, but
Yeah.
in a fun and exciting way. But it was like kind of out of body.
Yeah, it
I was
so
dizzy by it.
scary. Yeah, it was scary in like the best way.
Yes.
The way that you want to feel again, like skydiving. That's what I always kind of think
That's skydiving's perfect.
because it's scary, but it's
Exhilarating.
an acquired thing. Like not everyone can skydive. Like I could never skydive, but I can apparently get up on stage and sing in front of a bunch of people. You
Maybe
know,
what you're saying now is we've acquired it. Maybe
Yes.
that's why it's more comfortable for us now. Is we're just like we skydived a couple of times, and like jumping out of a plane just isn't as big a deal. But we still want to jump out of the plane again.
It's something you guys could get a little used to.
yeah.
I actually really want to skydive.
Now that I think about
really
it,
do.
Now that sounds pretty fun.
I've always wanted to.
Going into like a next week or something, is there anything you guys would like to try as far as that? Like, things on fire, bigger sets?
Me on fire? Me on fire?
Yeah, and one of those like flammable, like Hunger Games, where you like
Uh-huh.
you'll ride out in a chariot.
On
You'll
like a
be-
Mockingjay thing?
Yes, flames.
I think it all depends on the song for me. Like to me, I wasn't gonna do anything crazy this week because my song wasn't crazy. You know, if you did something crazy, it would have taken away from the message of the song. But like next week, if I did something big, I would do something big to go with it. All of those mediums work together to make a performance.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, my first thought when I got this song was, staging wise, was like, I want to play a red piano, and if it's a good idea, they listen and they want your vision to become a reality. So my vision wasn't anything super crazy. I mean, and the fans were not my idea, the fans with the little fabric, but it turned out to be really cool, and it's something that I think really tied it all together. And at the end of the day, staging isn't our specialty, but if
We
there
have a
comes
say
a
in it
time,
if we have a good idea.
yeah, and if there comes a time for flames, there will definitely be flames, I think.
True.
What was your relationship with both of the songs that you guys chose tonight prior to performing them? Because Smile is one of my favorites.
Smile is one of my favorites too, and I was actually very honored to record Charlie Chaplin's song at Charlie Chaplin's studio this week that he built in the early 1900s himself. His footprints and his signature out on the concrete in front of Henson Studios. So that was a huge blessing,
Bonkers.
and I think it's one of the most powerful and simple songs. Like the lyrics could apply and hit home to anyone at any point in their life. And I think any song that has that universal of an impact needs to be shared more often.
Yeah, I think, Pharrell likes to bring the realness and the real emotions. Like his song Freedom that he performed on the show today.
That was amazing.
it's so real, and that's the kind of music that I want to make, and I know that's the kind of music Evan wants to make, and true and honest, and that's why I picked the song that I picked, is because it's so powerful and it's so emotional and it's everything that I want to be as a songwriter, can be embodied in that song, and whether it's the arrangement or the lyrics or just the intent of its writing. I think that's why it was so important for me to sing this song, and I think Evan could say the same.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I'm getting Kardashian vibes with this dress.
Unfortunately, we did not get a chance to speak with Team Gwen as this is a live show and they had to rehearse. We'll be back after these messages.